In this video, we are going to explain how to determine the lack of refrigerant gas without to use the manometers. Let's start by saying that an essential tool to start diagnoses in refrigeration equipment is the clamp. The perimetric clamp allows us to measure the electrical consumption of a device without the need intervene directly inside it. We can do the measurement using an external power cable. Once we do the current measurement, if the equipment lacks refrigerant gas, one of the symptoms will occur is a decrease in electrical consumption. Therefore, the value that the perimetric clamp will measure will be below the regular consumption. The equipment. In compressors, this regular consumption is called RLA. However, if we are looking at the air conditioning plate, the consumption plate, and we have the consumption, then the measurement that we are going to do with the clamp, if it lacks gas, it will below the regular consumption value. The problem is that with this symptom we cannot conclude directly that refrigerant gas is missing. We must verify other symptoms, other characteristics of this gas shortage failure. Let's now focus on this point. Let's focus here on the evaporator. What are we going to do in the evaporator? We are going to do a temperature measurement. We must do this temperature measurement between the entrance of the evaporator and the exit of the between the entrance and the exit. When the difference between the entrance and the exit is very high, it is very high. That is another characteristic symptom of the lack of refrigerant gas. For example, let's assume that the difference is above 10-15 degrees. Then we are focusing on the fact that this equipment probably lacks refrigerant gas, because the difference between this value and this other value is not usually above 5 degrees. When the equipment works with the amount of refrigerant gas that it has to use, then we already have two symptoms that have to be met. The condition A, which was the consumption measurement below the normal value, and the condition B, which is to verify the temperature difference between the entrance and the. If that value is already above, then we can assume that refrigerant gas is missing. Above 10, 15, more than 15, we can start to suspect. Let's see now if the symptom or characteristic number 3 is met. Characteristic number 3. We are going to do a temperature measurement now in the compressor discharge. We are going to do a temperature measurement from this point. And we are going to compare it with the temperature that the compressor would have at this point. Already entering the capacitor. We are going to measure those two differences. We are going to measure these two values to obtain the difference. If the difference between these two values is also giving us close to 10 degrees Celsius, it is above 5. It is already approaching 10, but it is above 5, above 10. Then that is another third characteristic that the system lacks refrigerant gas. In systems, normally, when there is no lack of gas, the temperature of the compressor output is similar to the temperature that the refrigerant gas has at the entrance of the capacitor. Well, with these three symptoms we can focus the failure of the equipment in lack of refrigerant. See you in a next video.